back. Following on from part 3 of the ST, which was quite a long one, so I do apologise for that, but I didn't want to try and cut out too much. I just wanted to make it informative enough so people got an idea of how to actually do it on the rear brake and sort out the pit, the caliper, etc. So moving on to part 4. Today the aim is, obviously I've run the bike through, I've warmed it up. Coolant seems to be okay, but I'm going to check it later, obviously when I do a restart. Today we're going to do an oil and filter change. So, got the filter on the bench, got the oil on the bench. Also, one thing I have got to do, so this may stretch a little bit further, is I need to change the gear axle oil in the shaft drive. So, again, managed to pick up some gear axle oil, so that's another bit to do. Fuel filter still to do, but that's a quick, very easy job. Basically, I'm not going to show you how to do it, but basically fuel filter is there, so it's just literally a replacement for that. And obviously the only other thing left to do is front brakes, but as I said in the previous video, I'll film it anyway. If people want to see it, I'll put it up live. If they don't, then I won't, but I'll make sure it's all filmed anyway. But they need to be done, so that's another job. So basically, let's get into it. Right, so obviously all the bodywork's off anyway, as you saw in the previous video. There's the oil filter, so that's got to come out. Try and get some light in there if you can see. There is the drain plug, so that's got to be undone. So let's get started. Right, so it's a 17mm socket. Trying to get as much light in here so you can actually see. I actually managed to crack this off already. I can only imagine what's going to come out. It's judging by what I found on the rest of the bike. I'm not expecting miracles. Alright, so I'll just wait for that to drain out. Right, so that's basically drained. Just a few little bits. By the looks of it, there actually wasn't a great deal in there, so I've put a new washer on the drain plug. Right, that's done. Right, next for the oil filter. There we go. I'll just let that drain for a bit. That don't look too pretty either. Obviously remember, if you're doing this and you're actually keeping the exhaust on, like I have here, obviously make sure you clean it all off afterwards. Actually been quite surprised how badly looked after this bike has been, but obviously going through everything, it's peace of mind for me, and I know things are going to be okay once they're fixed, but wasn't quite expecting as much as I found. I mean, the thing is, obviously I'm used to the Varadero, so I mean the Varadero I've owned since very early days, or very early mileage. It's been regularly kept up, everything's been regularly serviced. Right, so that's done. Next we need to put the new filter in. Right, new filter. As you're aware from previous videos, obviously when you get these, they're actually sealed. Off comes the seal. Obviously it is pre-sealed. What you need to do before fitting, what I tend to do, is take some fresh oil, just smear some fresh oil around the seal. Right, that's ready to go in the bike. Right, so what's left to do now is in with the new oil, filler caps here, and the window to check is just there. Right. Already pre-loosened it so it was easier to get off. Obviously check the condition. Actually that's pretty good, happy with that. Obviously if you find sort of like a milky sort of colour on it, then obviously you've got some problems and that needs to be investigated, but no, that is fine, happy with that. So let's get some more fresh oil in it. Right, as this bottle doesn't have a pourer, you can use a funnel. Right, obviously while you're doing it, check the window. And there you go, as you can see. Hopefully that's a bit better. There's the level, and right by my finger is the upper mark. So all that needs to be done now is run the engine for a little bit, get it warmed up, and then recheck the oil level, and I'll also recheck the coolant level. Right, warmed the bike up, so everything's all the oil's flowed around the engine. Just need to do another top up. Again, just checking the window as you go. Okay, and that's it. Back on with the cap. Right, only other thing I need to check also is coolant level. Obviously always be careful while taking the coolant, the radiator cap off. The bike is a little still a little bit warm. Nope, coolant level's fine. Obviously making sure that you tighten it back up again. And that's it. Another job ticked off the list. Right, so I hope that was helpful. Off with the gloves. Right, so that's coolant checked, and didn't need to top that up, so that's good, but I will keep an eye on it in the future, obviously from the problems I've had. And that's the oil change and filter change and topped up. So I hope that was helpful for everybody. Join me again in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.